Time to create my own Muppet show. So have a seat, grab some nutrients, because this is Social Media by James Linker. The world is going to hell in a handbasket.
And men are to blame.
Or Gymshark.
Often offence comes when people mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target, and they're not necessarily the same.
That was, of course, Elliot Hulse's grounding camp where men can become men, and if you want to join, it costs only $2,000 for 3 days. Discount code, are you sure? Now, I'm not a mathematician, but that's profit. Just don't drink the punch. TJ Dillashaw was an alpha male until he took alpha pills. Do beta, TJ. And of course, improving ourselves is important, and how we operate in the world a poignant part of reflection. However, some may say that complex social interactions in different environments across cultures with different people as we age are slightly more complicated than YouTube tutorials and 3-day grounding camps. But I for one am sold, and so here's some facts. They're cool, they're confident, they walk into a room and everybody stops and notices them. When they speak, other guys listen. Guys want to hang out with them, women want to go out with them. They're alpha males.
Completed it, mate.
And you want to know how to achieve that in one simple step. Easy, become a rock star. And I'm not being salty against Saltman, who hangs rocks from his man pouch, as you do. And to prove this, his exercise selection is simply fantastic. The man's just trying to cut his teeth in the fitness market, but at least he doesn't wrap his abs as some sort of hack to fat loss and six packs, for example, because that would make me bitter towards the Saltman. And so as a serious piece of information in this lecture, and I think it's a lecture, when you end the price of something with a 7, that has some sort of psychological effect on the consumer, making them want to buy it. And when you do look at the price of Elliot Hulse's grounding camp, I do understand what you are thinking. Bargain. They're Chris Angeling you, freaking your mind. Oh, sorry, I'd quickly like to thank the sponsor of this video. Balls. Lessons in Manhood from The Walking Dead. Don't get your manhood bitten off would probably be high on my list. Essentially, many of these alpha male videos are just don't be a douchebag, but in reality, they are targeted at young people and teenagers for picking up the ladies. Essentially, that's what many of these channels, videos, and content come down to. And you may say, how many videos could there be on this topic? Surely, there's only a finite amount of information that could be projected, but you are mistaking one important part of making YouTube videos. Just make shit up. Case study, far from average. After a gazillion videos of how to make women fall for you in the most cringeworthy and condescending manner, this fella's decided to introduce the concept of the dark alpha. Honestly, I just nailed the concept of how to be a smooth talker and how to tempt girls just by looking at them. And now you're telling me there's a dark alpha caveat. When did making up stuff get so complex? Grounding camp is all about breaking down the ego, such as sitting on a throne in front of a group of men paying you thousands of dollars to wrestle and scream at each other, and building a firm sense of meaning and direction for men. And another angle of definitely not ego. Is there a quiet corner where the adults can chat? I fully support this man's decision. It's almost like this fella is the sort of guy that no one can actually stand to be around in real life. And he's somehow made a niche online of teaching teenagers how to make complete fools of themselves. Anyway, back to the education. Basically, don't join the dark side. Now, I thought we'd established that in 1977 and possibly destroy that legacy in the later 2010s. However, the world is all about opinions. And if you liked the film Solo, you are wrong. It was terrible. And at this point, some of you may want to attend Elliot Hulse's grounding camp. That's fine, it's your decision. But you will need to invest, in the very loosest sense of that word, some serious money to achieve this. And if you don't have that sort of spare cash lying around, don't worry. There are money gurus on YouTube who are going to give you the knowledge. And when it comes to the gym, if you want to be an alpha male, simple, re-rack your weights. But I'm not being completely cynical, because we do have the alpha male supplements such as Tribulus, which in no way is evidence-based for increasing your test, neither is gamma radiation. And so for those of you who clicked on this video, I come bearing gifts, and let's get to the literal Alpha M channel, Mr. Aaron Marino. Now, by all accounts, he's a very nice and decent man. And when it comes to fashion, he's affected a lot of people positively. However, when it comes to nutritional supplements, his information is as bad as it gets on YouTube. And I reckon an alpha move would actually be to read some research into the supplements that you are selling to people and profiting from. Do beta.
Twice in one video.
And so when it comes to something like whey protein, which you absolutely can take, he even manages to twist that. The takeaway, if you're not drinking a whey protein shake after you work out, you're totally missing out on a muscle building opportunity. And so in one of his recent foods to burn belly fat, he again projects the idea that you're missing out if you're not taking it post-workout. And this information is projected by him across many videos, and here's another example. Whey protein, you need it. Like, this is like a must-have. Guys, there's a link down below. He does have an affiliation with a company that sells supplements, so he is profiting from it. And I have evidence-based videos on protein intake. And so very simply, protein intake is a nuanced concept. It's not so black and white as people like Aaron Mourinho project to you. You are not missing out per se if you're not taking whey protein after your training session. For example, if you eat protein pre-workout, then your need for protein post-workout diminishes. In addition, if we take a step back and we look at protein intake and the hierarchy, the actual amount of protein you intake each day and the quality of that protein, meaning intaking all 9 essential amino acids, is more important than your nutrient timing. You absolutely can take whey protein post-workout, but it is not this you're missing out black and white statement. It is multifactorial and nuanced in nature, and people like Alpha M are just miscommunicating this, and it's really detrimental to the positives that could be given from some supplementation, such as, for example, whey protein for some people. And when it comes to whey protein, most likely people are going to take it due to convenience, due to their work schedules, their day. Perhaps they need this portable protein source to get their protein macro numbers up during that day. How to start conversations like a boss. That's one of two ways. Either, good evening, or how's it going, guys? And I know that's right because every YouTuber ever on every YouTube channel starts every video saying, how's it going, guys? And that's simply fantastic. And so he projects across many videos this idea of some form of post-workout anabolic window, and I have a video on that. And when it comes to a strict post-workout window of opportunity, that is simply not evidence-based. And I have a video where I cite the research such as Schoenfeld and Aragon, where they actually define it as more of a barn door. In no way are you generically missing out if you do not take whey protein post-workout. That is simply a terrible communication of a nuanced topic. How to be the most powerful man in the room. I haven't watched the video yet, but is it nipples? And in addition, when it comes to fat loss supplements, he again pushes a complete nonsensical stacking of these 2 fat loss supplements to people which are not evidence-based. Now, when it comes to carnitine, this is a literal fat loss supplement where theory does not meet application. Carnitine is involved in the fat loss process by transporting fat to then be oxidated, to be burnt up. However, supplementing it is not evidence-based in increasing fat loss at all. And in fact, the best research we have into carnitine being an effective fat loss supplement is by Centre et al., where the participant group was overweight cats. Again, fantastic. And he stacks that again with CLA, which is not evidence-based at all for fat loss. Here's some inception. Focus on the work, not the hacks, and do it consistently. And that is the key to being successful. Physiology is not easily tricked. And so CLA are fatty acids, which are essentially designed to aid in the fat loss process. This is for a variety of reasons, and it is stim-free, which is popular amongst people. People want perhaps stim-free fat loss supplements as they are theoretically seen as safer. So that's why these are so popular. However, again, waste of your money. Again, it's a supplement where rodent studies have been extrapolated. But when we do that thing called human studies on humans, which may be beneficial to people, research is contradictory. It's very ambiguous. In no way is it definitive that CLA has any sort of significant role in fat loss. I can honestly say that these 2 supplements have made a huge difference. Anecdotal, his opinion, the lowest form of evidence base we have. He then says that he's been taking these supplements 3 times a day for 3 years.
Stop it!
Which is absolute madness. And in no way should this man be anywhere near to selling supplements to people when he has supplement behavior such as that. When it comes to fat loss supplements, if people want to take them, they're taken in a cyclical fashion because your body adapts to these supplements and external substances that you put into your body. And you're not meant to take these fat loss supplements just endlessly. Normally they'd be taken over a few weeks, for example. And so very seriously, not just is he pushing ineffective supplements, and when he is pushing an effective supplement such as whey protein, he pushes it in a completely misleading manner. But this man needs an intervention if he is taking these fat loss supplements every day, 3 times a day for the last 3 years. That is insanity. When combined, these 2 absolutely shred fat. Or, no, they don't, because fat loss happens on a per-needed basis when your body needs to burn fat, and you simply can't hack it with using these completely ineffective and redundant supplements in this external manner. Your body is seemingly smarter than the people selling you these supplements on YouTube. And so I have a confession to make to the American audience. I do love you. However, us British have been misleading you. We like to push people like Daniel Craig onto you as a projection of our men. However, the truth is, us British are less Daniel Craig and more Louis Theroux. And interesting Christmas dinner table topic when you're munching on some leftovers. Namesakes Louis Theroux and Justin Theroux are actually cousins. Me. Alright, that's enough of that. Joking aside, you can actually intake alpha maleness from the touch. Now, this guy's looking confident, but my money's on this guy. The social media sensation of people standing opposite each other and slapping each other as hard as they can without defending themselves, aka slapping competition with a side order of brain trauma. That sounds like a fun Friday night. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.